In this video, we're going to do some more keyword research, sort of in an unscripted fashion. So this is case study video number 8, and I went through my keyword spreadsheet that I have together, and I was cleaning some of it up, and I thought, why not record some of my researching and cleaning up so you can kind of see how the process is sort of going. So, when you watch keyword research tutorials on YouTube, sometimes, they're totally scripted, everything's sort of done in advance, and you might get this idea that finding keywords is super easy, straightforward, and you don't, make some mistakes or, kind of stumble a little bit. So this video is going to be me sort of cleaning up my spreadsheet, doing more keyword research with AHREFS. And I think it'll just give you a good idea of what it really looks like to do keyword research. And for me personally, when I was learning, I always enjoyed watching some of my mentors do these sort of over the shoulder types of videos. So I thought I'd just record, explain where we are in the spreadsheet, and then dive in and do a little bit more keyword research and sort of cleaning up our list. And, this video might run on a little bit. I'll try not to make it more than 20 minutes, but I thought it could be useful. Hopefully it is. So we have my spreadsheet here. And if you can recall from the previous videos, if you've been watching this case study, if you haven't, the links to them will be in the description of this video. We first found our main subtopics using ChatGPT. So this niche is going to be day trading, so trading stocks during the day. And ChatGPT helped me find these subtopics, and one of them was technical analysis, trading strategies, risk management, trading psychology, market analysis, trading platforms, so tools and software, and then just the basics of day trading and education. So if you can think of my main keyword is going to be, day trading for beginners, then underneath that, I almost have little mini websites that discuss these subtopics of the bigger topic of day trading. So I almost have like a mini website about technical analysis, day trading strategies, risk management, psychology of trading, and so on. So what we've done now is ChatGPT, and through doing some free keyword research, I was able to find these subtopics and the main topics of all these different sort of subtopics. So day trading strategies has a whole bunch of little topics like trading options, scalping, momentum trading. Technical analysis has things like chart patterns, volume analysis, market analysis, and all that sort of stuff. So I've got that in my spreadsheet, but it's just messy, and I need to get some metrics from a good tool like AHREFS, and then just clean up the list a little bit so I can formulate my plan and actually start creating my website. So we want to do this a little bit more. At the same time, you don't want sort of analysis by paralysis where you're making this perfect spreadsheet before you get started. So, I've got about 200 keywords, which is good enough to actually get the ball rolling. I'm just going to clean up some of the keywords, maybe, find a few more in this video and then clean everything up, and then we'll get ready to actually launch the site. But when I was doing this for the basics of day trading, and I'll just zoom in a little bit here, I thought, why not record me doing it for, a different subtopic? So the basics of day trading, I've done this already. I've cleaned up this list and I've added some metrics, and you can see that, this would be, a section on my site where I put together like the ultimate guide to day trading for beginners. So that's my main keyword, and that'll be on a page called like the ultimate guide to day trading, how to start day trading. So day trading for beginners is one of my top keywords. It's difficult, but the volume is 9,000 searches globally a month, according to AHREFS. And then how to start day trading is just basically a similar keyword to that. So I wouldn't want to have day trading for beginners and then another page, how to start. They're so similar that I'd sort of combine those two. And then I've got other sort of keywords here that are under the category of like the basics of day trading. So what is day trading? Not a lot of searches, but I'll certainly want to cover that if my site is about day trading. Pattern day trader, so that's a big keyword. Day trading rules, and then these are like the main keywords that are associated with day trading rules. So I can have one big page about all the different rules, and then there's questions about this day trading when you don't have 20 or under 25,000 in an account. So I can probably combine these onto one kind of guide for that. And then the keywords, how to start day trading with $100, how to start how to start day trading with $500. And those are probably two separate pages, but all the other figures, I would probably not do a page on day trading with $200, day trading with $300. It sort of just gets redundant there. And so on. Is day trading worth it? How old do you have to be to day trade? So this is sort of the category of like, the basics of day trading. And I've cleaned this all up and I've got all my metrics there. And so on. And my homepage is going to be targeting the keyword, how to become a day trader. So that gets about 2,300 searches a month. And, your homepage, you're going to be found initially for just your brand. So it'll be my brand name. And then, ideally that would be the keyword that my homepage is found for, because this site is basically going to eventually be a guide on how to become a day trader. I'm going to do this for the next 2 years or however long it takes. And as I do that, I'm recording everything I'm learning and I'm building this site out. And eventually it's going to be a very good resource for someone who is looking to become a day trader. So that's going to be the homepage. And then I'll have this epic guide on day trading for beginners and going through like the step-by-step process. And again, I don't know that now. I'm going to learn it all and create that page. But I thought that we would go over to, perhaps we can go over to the section on maybe technical analysis. And you can see I don't have any of the data for this. So perhaps we can kind of do that in this video, and we can see how I'm going to get the data for these keywords that I found with 3 free methods in ChatGPT, and then sort of find more keywords about these sections. So, chart patterns, if I have a big page called technical analysis for beginners, that's going to be like my big hub resource page where, I'll talk about all these different things. And then I'll have different pages, that go into more detail about support and resistance, about volume analysis, about, chart patterns. That's going to be a big page, and so on. So there's going to be keywords associated with, moving averages that I'll want to find and add to this list. And there's going to be keywords associated with trading indicators. That's a subtopic of trading, of technical analysis. So I'll want to find keywords that are associated with that, and then I'll list them in my list, and then I'll clean everything up. So why don't we grab these, and I'm going to copy and paste these over to my AHREFS tool, which I have here. So Keywords Explorer with AHREFS, and I'm going to add a new list, and I'll paste in my keywords. I'm pretty sure they come up. There you go. Okay, so I've got about 29 keywords there, and I'll call this technical analysis, and I'll create. So now AHREFS is going to find all of the data associated with these keywords, which is great. And what I will do, and maybe I won't do on this video, is I'm going to input these volumes. So you can see here, the first one, I'll go to the second one, candlestick patterns, difficulty is 41. And the volume here, so the global volume is 83,000. So that's going to be a really big keyword for me. Oops. There was a problem. Okay. I'm not the best with spreadsheets. I don't normally get this technical. I sort of just use documents, but for these videos, I thought I would. So where was that? Candlestick, chart patterns, candlestick patterns. It's 41 and it was like 83,000. So that's a really big keyword, candlestick patterns. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 41. So again, keyword difficulty, it's just a rough guideline where this tool believes that, this is a medium to kind of hard keyword. So to rank on page 1 for this term, they say it's quite difficult. 82 would be, hard. And then something like 3 would be less difficult. And that's just their rough guideline based on how powerful the pages are that rank on Google. So when you're building an authority site, I'm going to want to talk about Bollinger Bands if I have a section on technical analysis. So just because the keyword is difficult does not mean I don't want to produce information about it. It just means that, if all your keywords are 70 and higher, it's going to just be a tough niche to crack, so to speak, or to gain some traction in. You'll certainly want to try and find keywords like this one that are sort of less competitive, easy to rank for in the beginning when your site is just growing, and so on. That's just like standard advice to go after low hanging fruit keywords like we saw with that keyword tool in the past. So candlestick pattern. So what I would do, I'm not going to in this video input all the data here. I'll do that sort of off camera, but I would plug in all the metrics for this, so I have them in my keyword in my spreadsheet, and it's nice and clean. But what I would do now is I'm going to open this keyword in a new tab and sort of investigate it. So we can see here, okay, chart patterns, it's saying 36 and 77. So, oh, excuse me, I opened the wrong one. Candlestick patterns, let's try that one. So 41 and 83. And now I can click down here and I can view all the keywords associated with candlestick patterns. So these keywords obviously are going to be relatable to technical analysis, and I want to see if I can find some really good ones in this list. So right here, bullish candlestick patterns. There we've got 42 and volume 10,000, so that would potentially be one. Reversal candlestick patterns, that would technically be one. So I can further investigate those. Those are good. Cheat sheet candlestick patterns, I think I have that already in my spreadsheet. Bearish candlestick patterns. So bullish and bearish just means when you have a positive outlook on the growth of the stock. So that I certainly would want to maybe build a page on the top 5 bullish candlestick patterns for beginners, and then explain all those, and then potentially have pages about the actual patterns as well. So that's a good keyword. I'll add that to my list. Reversal candlestick patterns, that one is good. And you can see here AHREFS has this thing called parent topic, and basically it means that sometimes those who rank for this example, candlestick chart patterns, if you're ranking for candlestick patterns, websites that rank for this are getting traffic associated with this keyword as well. So sometimes, you want to kind of look at the parent topic, and it might give you a better idea or a more broader keyword to target than something super specific in some cases. So 35, so this one, 35 powerful candlestick patterns PDF. So that's like a real long tail keyword, I would think. There's something super specific, but anything with PDF in this niche seems to have low keyword difficulty, but still some good volume. So people just want like a PDF or like a cheat sheet. So that's something for me to kind of consider and keep in mind. So doji candle. So I know that this is a type of candlestick pattern. So I just want to kind of look into that keyword and see what the volume is here. So again, globally, 20,000 keywords, or 20,000 searches a month, a lot of it from India and then the United States. But now I might be able to find, so this is a type of candlestick pattern, a doji candle, but here I might be able to find some good keywords so here we go. I found this one, gravestone. Okay, so this is a type of doji candle pattern. So keyword difficulty is relatively easy, and it gets over 1,000 searches a month, and then we can sort of look on the pages that are ranking for this. And here's just another great way to dive deep into these keywords. And you can see here this particular page has a domain rating of just 5, and it's ranking in the 4th position. I know I've said that in prior videos. That is a good sign that this is a relatively easier keyword to win. Same with this one, hunttraders.com, a relatively, easy, the domain rating is just 4, and they're ranking on page 1 for this keyword. So this is a keyword I would definitely want to add to my spreadsheet. And I would come down here and I can just paste that in. And that is what I'm going to do for, all of these keywords that I have, which I have in my list here. So I jumped into candlestick patterns, and then in candlestick patterns, I found something even more specific, the doji candle, and I've sort of recognized that before. And then within that, I found something even more specific, and this could be a really good keyword for me to have on my site, and it's winnable. And what it also gives me is these strike.money. So sometimes what this does, which I've talked about before, is it allows me to kind of see websites that aren't super big and strong ranking, and then I might want to add these guys to my list of competitors, because what I can do is I can come into AHREFS and I can research this website. The domain rating is not very good, but they are ranking on the first page of Google for some terms associated with day trading. So I can kind of come in and see this is a relatively quote unquote weak website, but I want to see what this weak website is ranking for on Google, because that will tell me that these keywords are relatively easy. They're good for me to also target as a site that's just getting started. And sometimes I can gain some good traction, some good traffic from these kind of low competition keywords. And here, I found a list, bullish Greystone Doji. So that was around that same keyword that we were talking about. And actually they rank, according to this, in the position 1. So, I would want to add that to my spreadsheet. Morning Doji Star. Again, so these are types of keywords. A bullish hammer. So that is and also a technical sort of indicator there. And I will go through all of these, and, I could, ascending flag pattern. So I've heard that before. They're ranking on the first page of Google. That gets 100 searches a month. Again, so this is a great way, just a quick demonstration here to show you that, I found these, and then what I would want to do is just dive deeper into all of these. So what I would do is, add these and then actually spread my, I'm going to have to clean this up a bit. I'll add the keywords associated with doji candles here. And then, these are a subtopic of actual candlestick patterns, which we found up here, candlestick patterns. And then, so that would be a page, and then I would list, doji candlestick patterns. And then under that page would have, something more specific if I go that far down into kind of niching down into these subtopics. So candlestick patterns, that one jumped out. Bollinger Bands. Okay, so this gets, 32,000 searches globally. And so we can open that one, and we can see if we can find some specific keywords on this particular one. So again, hard, I'm not going to rank for this term, but there might be some keywords that are, easier to rank for around this topic that I might be able to target initially on my site. So Bollinger Bands trading strategy, that's more of a specific long tail keyword, 1,300 searches globally, saying that the keyword difficulty is not as difficult. And then this is one, I can definitely create content about, a Bollinger Bands trading strategy, a guide for beginners getting started with this strategy. So that's certainly a keyword that I would want to copy and use. And before I look at this one, I'll just kind of know Bollinger Bands, keyword difficulty is 70. I would imagine that even for this one, the first page might be made up of some more, difficult quote unquote websites for this one, I would imagine. And you can see here, the lowest DA score, on this is like 51. So just got a hunch that, when you see something like this for this topic, very, very difficult, then even, a keyword difficulty of 26, according to this tool, it's still going to say that this is, quite a difficult keyword. Again, if it makes sense for my niche, I still want to include it. But, I can just see that a lot of these keywords are probably going to be relatively difficult. Here's one that could make sense and could give me a path to go down for reviewing these, is that, anytime you do versus, that's always a good keyword, because, it's usually an easier type of keyword to rank for. Here it gets 0 in terms of difficulty. So it's like one pattern versus the other. Globally, 350 searches a month. So could be worth it. And if we look on the first page of this keyword, still quite difficult, but could be something to consider creating content about. So, sometimes the easy rank is not always a good representation of how easy it is, but what that basically means is not to get into too much of the weeds here, but the backlinks on the pages that rank on the first page of Google for this keyword, there are hardly any. So this page is ranking number 5th, and there are no links going to this page. So that's why, and no links going to any of these pages. So this page that ranks on Google hardly has any links going to it, and that's why it's telling you that it's relatively easy. So if you target this keyword and you think it's very profitable for you, and you create a really good comparison, and you actually do some search engine optimization for this page, theoretically you're going to rank number 1 for that. Okay, so when you're first starting out, and when I'm first starting out, I'm going to want to research this particular keyword, find a few good ones, but I'll have to decide, how deep I really want to go with all of these different topics, because, in this particular niche, you can see how, I would create a really massive site, and that's something I will want to do. But again, analysis by paralysis, I don't want to, spend too much time getting all of this together before I actually take action and get going. So it's just a balance between finding some keywords and actually kind of going forward and getting on to the next step versus, planning out and finding thousands of keywords. You probably don't need to do that, but, you find a few good keywords of this topic and then move on. And then in the future, once your site is up and established, you can sort of revisit some of these keywords and, dive deeper into them. So keyword research, it's something we want to do initially, but it's something you're sort of always going to do as you're building out your site. There hardly ever gets to a spot where you've built every piece of content regarding your niche. Sometimes that happens, but you're always going to want to build and continuously building and working on your business. So I think I'll stop the video there. The goal of keyword research is to, 1, find the words and phrases that people are searching for on Google so they can find your site and you can solve their problem. And then in certain cases, you can solve the problem with a solution that you can earn money from. So for this particular keyword, gravestone doji candle, I can explain what it is. And then perhaps I have, just thinking monetization ways, perhaps I have a guide where people can download it and they can learn about all the different candlestick patterns. I can get them on an email list, and then I can correspond with them then. Or there might be, a software that you could read doji candles with the best, and I can recommend that. So you don't have to monetize every page, but that's really what our goal is, to solve people's problems. They're searching for these keywords on Google. So, even that versus candlestick patterns, we want to give them all the candlestick patterns. And then, certain situations, you might be able to monetize them through this particular keyword or not. Sometimes, keywords are just informational, but that gains trust with your site. Again, you might have a guide, or they might come back to your site. And when they're ready to sign up for a service, they'll go and check those services that you recommend, and so on. So the keyword research is to find the words and phrases that people are searching for in your niche. So that is what this spreadsheet is made up from. But it's also to evaluate your niche, to see that it is a good niche for you to continue with. Are people searching for information online about this niche? They definitely are. Are they spending money on this niche? So I've got a whole kind of section on products that I actually haven't done this process with yet, but there are softwares and platforms and opportunities for me to be an affiliate. So yes, people are spending money. And then, the one thing in terms of competition, a lot of keywords are quite difficult in this niche. So that would maybe be the one red flag with this niche. But again, I sort of have a vested interest in pursuing this niche, the content, and building this out. So that wouldn't apply to me. But sometimes you might find that your niche is just completely rampant with high competition sites, and that might tell you to sort of go back to the drawing board. But again, if you're really passionate about it, then and you give yourself a long enough time frame, you can certainly make it work. So what we're going to do now is I'll spend a few days getting all the keywords for this, and then we're going to map our site out. And then I think we're done with keyword research, and we're going to go and register and launch our website. So I hope that you found this useful. Below this video, you can find the prior videos in this case study. You'll be able to find the next one. And then if you want some more advanced training, you can learn more about the full affiliate marketing course for beginners. So I hope you found this useful, and I will see you in the next video.